life worth fighting for? Is it for fame, financial gain, or just pain disguised as love? Cause every fairy tale starts to change up when the good times come. It could I be real, could I be fake? Reality tough, but we still need love. And I know I hurt you, but how you gonna do me like that? How you gonna do me like that, baby? Why you gonna do me like that? We came so far. How you gonna do me like that? Cause I hurt you and you do me right back. We came so far, but I guess love hurts sometimes. It just don't work sometimes. I know love hurts sometimes, but that's fine. It hurts sometimes. It just don't work sometimes. I know love hurts sometimes, and it's fine. Yeah, we can do anything for love, anything for love. Yeah, we can do anything for love. Depends on who's playing. I was caught up in your web of love, no escaping. Cause hurt people, honestly, we are all victims. The same thing goes. But how you gonna do me like that? How you gonna do me like that, baby? Why you gonna do me like that? We came so far. So how you gonna do me like that? Cause I hurt you and you do me right back. We came so far, but I guess love hurts sometimes. It just don't work sometimes. I know love hurts sometimes, but that's fine. It hurts sometimes. It just don't work sometimes.
Greetings and salutations, one and all. Welcome to the night shift to DJ Kevin Stewart's Real Talk Night.
Anything for love.
And we know love hurts sometimes. Zone of Preedy kicking things off tonight. Track called Love Hurts. Let's say big up to each and everyone locked in right now. Those on TuneIn Radio, locked in on the night shift with DJ Kevin Stu. Much love to you. The massive out in New Jersey.
Everyone in this life fighting for.
Locked in on NIE Radio, the motivator. New Jersey's finest. You can catch him every Thursday. Double Trouble Thursdays at 9 p.m. Eastern. And on Saturdays on Motivation, Saturdays at noon. Blessings, bro. Much love to the Long Island Massive.
We came so far.
Those locked in on Reggae Pulse Radio. Hanging out with the DJ Atomic Force.
I know love hurts sometimes, but that's fine.
Much love to those out of South Florida.
I know love hurts sometimes.
Locked in on the Foundation Radio Network, ClintonLindsay.com. The veteran Mr. Lindsay, aka Mr. Twinkle Toes. You can catch him at noon every day, Monday through Friday.
Anything for love. When it comes to this game, baby, there's always
Big ups to the massive on PEMGTV.com. Those locked in on Clubhouse.
web of love, no escaping.
Those hanging out on Facebook Live.
People, honestly, we are all victims.
Massive on YouTube Live. Blessings to you. Hey Pat, how you doing?
How you gonna do me like that, baby?
Oh, so you finished up the turn car meal.
We came so far.
Brown stew, chicken and green.
How you gonna do me like that? 'Cause
I hope you enjoyed my portion, you know. I'd hate to think you just eat it up and just, you know, enjoy it just for you and didn't enjoy my portion. You better enjoy my portion too. So, since y'all expecting rain up there tomorrow, you making soup?
Fighting for, is it for fame, financial gain, or just
Soup is nice rain weather, you know. I mean, soup is nice for rain weather.
It could I be real, could I be fake? Reality tough, but we still need love. And I know
I want to say big up to those who are locked in on the home of the night shift to DJ Kevin Stew, kevinstew.com. We're encouraged to have acceptance through enlightenment.
so far.
Thank you all for locking in.
Cause I hurt you when you do me right.
Do call a friend, tell a friend, friends of your friends, friends of your enemies, enemies of your friends, and your enemies too.
But I guess love hurts
I don't know why this thing say community and finance.
sometimes. I know love hurts sometimes, but that's fine. It hurts sometimes.
You know it's not true, right?
Hurts sometimes. I know love hurts sometimes, and it's fine.
That's more like it. It's Real Talk Night.
Anything for love, yeah, we can do anything for
I want to say thank you to my segment sponsors. Paul C. Media and being in the group. Paul, what? Say what? Paul C. Media Group. I would be in the moment is priceless. Go ahead and give him a call.
There's always winners and losers, depends on who's playing.
Wow.
I was caught up in
See, that's how you know it's live.
escaping. Cause when people
With Pulse, they can take care of everything you see here on kevinstew.com and more.
but how you gonna do me like that? How you gonna do me like that?
Yeah, they can host your website.
That became so
They host mine. But they can also provide you with streaming services
cause I hurt you.
on a secure platform, whether yours or theirs.
We came so far.
So you have a wedding, a church service, a funeral, a party, a graduation, a seminar, you name it. Want to stream it live? Call them up, 754-999-1140. That's 754-999-1140.
Sometimes I know love hurts sometimes.
Tell them you heard about them on kevinstew.com.
It's fine. Anything for love.
I want to say thank you to Althea and her healing heavenly hands.
Anything for love.
Althea is a licensed massage therapist operating out of Broad County, North Miami-Dade, and South Palm Beach counties. She comes to you, bringing her table, her oils, and over 20 years massage therapy experience. Call her up today, schedule your appointment, 954-655-9000. That's 954-655-9000.
Cause I be fairy tales.
She only has one request outside of paying her.
It could have
It is to get off her table and go sleep somewhere else when she's done. The Kevin Stew clause, it's called.
how you gonna do me like that? How you gonna do me like that?
Call her up. Tell her Kevin Stew sent you.
We came so far.
And get your muscles right.
Hurt you when you do me right back up. We came so far. It's love hurts sometimes.
I want to say thank you to Reggae Global Entertainment.
I know love hurts sometimes.
Reggae Global acts as your booking agents, handle your tour management, take care of your business registration, legal service referrals, music production, marketing and promotion, and much, much more.
And it's fine. We can do anything for love.
Give them a call, 954-804-8199.
Anything for love.
Or check them out online, reggaeglobal.com.
Anything for love. Anything for love. Anything for love.
Thank you, Reggae Global.
When it comes to this game, babe,
I want to say thank you to McNeil Trucking.
and losers depends on who's playing.
McNeil Trucking is a
In your way,
veteran-owned, licensed and insured mover in the state of Florida.
cause when people hurt people, honestly, we are all victims.
So you want to move from the Keys up to Jacksonville,
But how you gonna do me like that?
from Naples to Cocoa Beach,
Tell me, babe,
and any point in between.
like that. We came
Want to put some things in storage. Don't have the manpower,
like that. Cause I
don't have the transportation.
back up.
Don't worry, you have the name, you have the number. McNeil Trucking,
I guess love hurts
954-406-9740.
I know love hurts sometimes.
That's 954-406-9740.
Sometimes.
Tell them Kevin Stew sent you.
Hurts sometimes.
McNeil Trucking,
Sometimes.
your goods in good hands.
And it's fine. We can do anything for love. Anything for love. Yeah, we can do anything for love. Anything for love. Yeah, we can do
It's all good and well to be willing to do anything for love.
anything for love. We can do anything for
But what happens when you offer to do anything for love and that is turned down?
everything for
You and your offer get rejected. How does that work? Well, tonight we're talking rejection. Will you accept it for love? So, Pat, you do massages too? Listen, lady. You're gonna have to feed me and rub me down, you know. I don't know how you're going to work it out. But so you're gonna have to find some way to work it out. And I will not take no for an answer.
Anything for love. Anything for love. Anything for love.
Now, on the subject of rejection,
Anything for love.
I can imagine if Pat really and respond right now and just say no. This will be right up in the alley of this broadcast tonight, dealing with rejection.
Everything for love. Everything for love.
According to Forbes.com, a new article published in Advances in Motivation Science attempts to put our never-ending pursuit to be accepted by other people into proper scientific context. Now, there's a science behind this thing. It's not just emotion and dealing with that. There's a whole science behind it. All right, let's talk. 773-789-STEW gets you in touch. You can call, text, WhatsApp, Telegram from anywhere in the world. The line is open and we're ready to take your call or your comments. 773-789-STEW is a number to use. It's 773-789-7839. You see it scrolling across the bottom of your screen right there. 773-789-7839. I'll tell you one more time. 773-789-7839. Of course, you can also jump into the stew pot. It is what others would call a chat room. But because we're fancy on kevinstew.com, it's the stew pot. It's where we keep things interactive and bubbling. So come on in. The water is always fine. Add your spice to the broadcast. So we only ask that you remain respectful. You can be anonymous. You can put a name. I don't mind. I just want to hear from you. I just want to be able to interact with you. So don't leave me out here by myself. I know you're out there listening. Those of you who can't reach out to me right now, I understand. I truly appreciate of you anyway. All right. Thank you, Pat. Thank you very much. So, over the past 30 years, according to Forbes.com, we have conducted dozens of research studies that dealt with acceptance and rejection, says psychologist Mark Leary, a retired faculty member at Duke University. Being rejected obviously evokes strong negative emotions. However, as we studied emotional reactions to rejection, we realized that researchers had more or less overlooked a very important response to rejection. The emotion that we commonly call hurt feelings. Now you have to ask the question, really, when you get down into the science of it, what are hurt feelings? You ever stop to think about it? You just say you feel hurt. You don't know how to really describe that thing that you're feeling, so you just say you're hurt. Now, through their research, Leary and his colleagues found people's feelings tend to be hurt by 6 kinds of events. 6. You ready for them? Criticism, betrayal, active disassociation, which is like a romantic breakup. Passive disassociation, where you're not included in a particular thing. You know, you're left out of the in crowd or something like that. Being unappreciated and being teased. Those are the 6 things that generally cause hurt feelings. Do you agree? Can you relate? All of these are events that make people feel rejected, says Leary. Put simply, hurt feelings are the rejection emotion. Huh. Who knew? Rejection is sad. It's a sad case and can cause physical problems. Physical problems because you're rejected and you beat up somebody. Physical problems how? You know, see, this is what I like. I like this kind of interaction. And it's not that I'm calling you out or anything like that. I just want to know what you mean when you say physical problems. Hey, cuz, how you doing? How's the weather down there in Jamaica? I'm supposed to get rain tomorrow. I don't know, but I hear I'm supposed to get rain tomorrow. And Pat in New York supposed to get rain. In fact, thunderstorms tomorrow. So, I don't know. It's not like New York is right beside Florida. But apparently we're having the same kind of weather. Leary explains that people who are rejected often experience other emotions, which are not just reactions to the rejection itself, but reactions to the nature or implications of the rejecting event. Things that include sadness, when rejections produce a sense of loss. Anxiety, when rejections include a threat to well-being or uncertainty about the future. Anger, when rejections feel unjustified. Maybe that's the kind of rejection that can cause pain, hurt, physical problems. Most of us face this event. Sorry, most of us face this, even discrimination in most societies, in especially white countries. Well, okay, so discrimination. Out of the 6 things, where would we put discrimination? Passive disassociation. Being left out. So it stands to, I guess if you're gonna use those 4 things, we can pretty much, those 6 things I should say, you can go ahead and stick whatever it is that causes that hurt feeling, that sense of rejection, could be categorized in any of these 6 categories. Now, Leary adds, importantly, that people don't need to be actually rejected to have the subjective experience of rejection. For instance, even though we know that our romantic partners accept and love us, they can unintentionally make us feel rejected and hurt, make us feel rejected and hurt our feelings in certain situations. What situations could those be? Let's go ahead and brainstorm this for a moment. So you have a partner. And, perfect example. Yes, we always go to the bedroom, because it's easiest to go there. One partner is feeling a little bit frisky, the other partner is feeling a little bit tired. And so the frisky one taps the tired one on the shoulder and say, hey. And the tired one says, I have a headache. Not tonight. I'm tired. And the frisky one says, but you had a headache and were tired last night. Yes, and it carried over to tonight. Leave me alone. Rejection. Doesn't mean that they don't love them, but rejection. To fully understand the pain of rejection, Leary suggests that we first need to understand why acceptance feels good. So good. According to him, people feel accepted when they think that they have high relational value or worth to another person or a group of people. A great deal of our behavior, thought, and emotion, according to Leary, is driven by our need to belong to groups. In fact, that is why a lot of us do what we do, some of the things that we do. We want to be accepted, we want to be in the in crowd. And when we're not in the in crowd or in the in group, then we feel left out, isolated, rejected. So we'll come back to that. For anyone feeling rejected or struggling to feel accepted, Leary offers some advice. First, he suggests the person needs to make sure they are not underestimating their relational value because of ambiguous social cues or misinterpreting neutral feedback from others as negative feedback. This is necessary because most people go through life feeling more rejected than they actually are. It sounds like they take it personal. Maybe that's what it is. So here it is, you have presented yourself in such a way, making yourself available, and nobody takes you on, nobody accepts you, nobody even turns your way. And it could simply just be because they have other things going on. It has nothing to do with you. How about that for a thought? Viewed in this way, the first step to address one's concern with rejection is to examine the evidence as objectively as possible, trying not to read too much negativity into them. Now, with that information in hand, Leary suggests one can boost their feelings of acceptance in 3 ways. 1. By learning to ignore the negative reactions of people whose opinions of us are unimportant. So now you have to start considering other people and where they fit in with your life. How important are they really? So, in the grand scheme of things, if they don't choose to have you as a part of their group, how much of a big difference does it really make? Does it affect the price of your figurative rice in your figurative china? By seeking connections with people with whom we would have a higher relational value, that can also boost the feelings of acceptance. Or, if necessary, by making changes in ourselves that would increase the degree to which other people value having connections with us. So, at this point, we are saying, let's take a stop. Let's examine ourselves. Let's see what we can improve on to make us more marketable, more acceptable, more sought after. Do that, and now you have created a sense of acceptance and a boost to your feelings of acceptance, minimizing the feelings of rejection. Because if we're moving from one, we're going to the other, right? But let's think about this for a moment. If in taking these courses of action, you have decided that you are, I didn't greet my Facebook people. I didn't even start my Facebook Live. We have decided that we are going to feel good about those people who now have seen us in a way that they never normally do. How does that work? Are they accepting us for the real us or the perceived us? And are you okay with that? Things to think about, huh? We're going to take a quick break. When we come back from the break, we're going to talk some more about rejection. As we go off on the break, though, I do want to remind everyone of a few things. One, to go out and get the book. Which book? My audiobook. Well, not my audiobook. My very first narrated book. Written by Jonathan Field. It's called Empowered: Essential Concepts and Strategies Every Woman Should Know About Self-Defense. It is now available on Audible. Go on Amazon. You can get your copy of the audiobook narrated by yours truly, DJ Kevin Stew. So go ahead, look for it today. It's Empowered: Essential Concepts and Strategies Every Woman Should Know About Self-Defense. And coming up this Saturday is an event that you don't want to miss, but I'll tell you all about it in a moment. Before that, I do want to remind you to get your Mary Kay products. at my Mary Kay store. Yes, I am a Mary Kay independent consultant. You can get products from my store, skincare products especially, because that is what I got involved for. So you want to get some things for your skin, and everybody has skin. Men, women, boys, girls, we all have skin. There are products for men. Yes, I did mention men. Beard care, fragrances, face care. Get something today from my Mary Kay store, marykay.com/Kevin Stew. And for those interested in skin tone balancing, go ahead and get something there too, like the CC cream. marykay.com/Kevin Stew.
Pulsey Media Group, innovative streaming and recording, has done it again. A new way to get your business in full view of your neighborhood consumer through AdShare TV. It's available in your neighborhood today. It's easy. Just call us 754-999-6020. Become a host today and place a TV monitor in a strategic location so it's easy to see. Get a 1-minute video ad or longer that plays anywhere in our network. Can't be a host? No problem. For a few dollars, we'll run your 30-second video ad. A host can run announcement specials like buy one get one free or discount ads. Let's turn your flyers into a 30-second video with music or a voiceover, or let us create and run your video ad with a spokesperson. Take advantage of our early enrollment discount. Join us today. Your ad will be seen at least 30 times per day in your AdShare TV neighborhood. It's easy. Just call us 754-999-6020. AdShare TV, part of Pulsey Media Group.
Today in school, I learned a lot. In chemistry, I learned that no one likes me. In English, I learned that I'm disgusting. And in physics, I learned that I'm a loser.
Today in school,
In math,
I learned that I'm ugly
I
and
learned
useless.
that I'm trash.
And in gym,
In biology,
I learned that I'm
I
pathetic
learned that I'm fat
and a
and
joke.
stupid.
In history,
Today in
I learned that
school,
I'm trash.
Today in school, I learned that I have no friends. In English, I learned that I make people sick.
And in
And
gym,
at lunch, I learned that I sit on my own because I smell.
and a joke.
In chemistry, I learned that no one
In
likes me.
biology, I learned that I'm fat and stupid.
In English,
And in
I
math,
learned that I make people
I
sick.
learned that I'm trash.
The only thing I didn't learn in school today
The only thing I didn't learn today
The only thing I didn't learn
Is why no one ever helps.
Kids witness bullying every day. They want to help, but they don't know how. Teach them how to stop bullying and be more than a bystander at stopbullying.gov. A message from the Ad Council.
MRE Entertainment, in association with VPAL Distribution, presents the brand new hit single.
Hi, I'm Robert French, and you're listening to my new song, Every Day of My Life.
Now available on all major digital platforms.
Every day of my life will be I just loving you. Spend the rest of my life always I just loving you. Every day of my life will be I just loving you. Spend the rest of my life always I just loving you.
It's Christina representing for DJ Kevin. You see me, I say, I don't know the boss. You see me, I say, DJ Kevin Stew and the night shift radio show. Yo, it thing hot, the thing turn up, the thing loud. Whoa, DJ Kevin Stew have the heart of a champion. Never underestimate, just choose him. The silver line behind the dark clouds. DJ Kevin Stew, believe him, and that's no doubt. Salute the night shift radio show, Christina. It's a hot it up, loud. Kill the beast.
The sound of Al Capi. A track called Shoulda Me. The way how him rub down your body, Shoulda Me. But I don't know if it's you him singing to it. I don't know. But why, Patricia, why did you reject the guy? You know, why him gone off to the corner crying, saying that it should have been him? Ah, boy. Did you know that there are some people that are attached to rejection? That's crazy, right? But yeah, it's up there. It's up there. So we have to ask a question. As we address rejection, how do we go about managing rejection? Is there a particular way that we could go about doing that? Interestingly enough, marriage.com has an article that addresses that. And in this article, they say the psychological effects of rejection include the fear or rejection to an event that causes you to pull away from others. Often that leads to anger, resentment, reservation, anxiety, depression, and sadness. Everyone wants to feel loved and accepted. It is one of the necessities you need to survive in the world. That's debatable. Therefore, it stings when someone neglects or abandons you emotionally or physically. So, yes, we tend to gravitate toward wanting to be accepted. And really and truly, there's nothing wrong with that. But to say it is one of the necessities, so let's go down the hierarchy of needs. I guess you could say so, because we want to be accepted at home and in circles that we feel we belong. So in our home circle, we want to be accepted, and then we can now grow from that into our community and feeling accepted in our the development that we live in, and extend to school, extend to work, and this now is your world, and in that you want to feel accepted. You want to feel that you are included. If you're not included in any part of these, if you're rejected in any of these areas of your life, then I guess it could lead to some depression and sadness, some anger and resentment, and cause problems. And like Patricia said earlier, could lead to people getting hurt. This anger and resentment can cause people to lash out, and then somebody's going to get hurt from the lashing out. I guess I could be onto something here. And it's funny that this article is in marriage.com, and we're talking about rejection, because in the realm of when you get to the point of getting married, you wouldn't really want to think that you're getting rejected by your partner. But because they're individuals and have their own thing to do, it doesn't mean getting married doesn't mean that you abandon all things self and now it becomes all about the other person. That's not how I see it. And that's probably why I'm not married. But but that's not how I see it. Hey Julie, how you doing? I want to say big ups to Julie, host of the Truly Julie Experience, which happens on Saturdays on Flex FM at 1 p.m. Eastern. Do check her out for the Truly Julie Experience. How you doing, Julie? Glad you could pop in and say hi. So we're talking rejection tonight. And, you know, I kind of like putting it out there. Have you been rejected? Who have you rejected? Patricia, who have you rejected? What was that like? Do you know? Have you ever rejected someone and they come back and told you, "Boy, you really hurt my feelings." You know, I was interested in you, or I asked you to include me in, and you just turned me down, and it really hurt. Or, well, I would suspect that we've all been in a situation where we have been rejected. But how many have we rejected? Everyone wants to feel loved and accepted. We know this. So when it doesn't happen, how do we deal? Naturally, rejection takes a toll on everyone, including those perceived to have high self-esteem and confidence. Nobody is immune. Feeling rejected hurts and can make you question many of your ingrained self-beliefs. Unfortunately, every human will experience rejection at one point in their lives. And that brings us to the question, what are the psychological effects of rejection, and how do you go about managing them? Why is rejection so painful? And what are the signs of rejection in a relationship? Well, let's start with what is rejection in a relationship. Let's start there. Pat says, since this pandemic, many of us face rejection, especially since I never took the shot. Many people last year rejected me. Now they want to meet up with me, and I'm refusing to meet up with them. So now the rejection that you got before, you're turning it around and rejecting them. Okay, so do you feel like you've gotten back the power that was taken from you when you were rejected? Once I'm stung, I don't meet up with anyone anymore. All right, so you cut them off. You're done with them. Cool. I understand it. You know, nothing is wrong with that. It's how you operate and it works for you. If it works for you, it works for you. So I stay alone, and I am used to it now because this pandemic opened up my eyes more to people. I've rejected some men in my life since I wasn't interested. I understand, but I understand. You know, all that cooking and rubbing down that you do, I can understand you rejecting a few, one and two here and there. As you all, you know, Julie, you're hanging out in the stew pot. You know, what's your rejection story? Rejection in a relationship is an intentional act of pushing your partner away. But if it is unintentional, how is it intentional? You can experience rejection from anyone or in different ways in life. However, getting rejected by one's romantic partner can be exceptionally painful. While it is certain that there is someone out there for you, it is hard to accommodate abandonment by someone you love. Some people live in denial, hoping their love interest will change their minds. I think I've been there. I've done that one. Oh well. The most painful thing about being rejected by your partner is that they might leave you without an explanation for dismissing you. At other times, the commitment and sacrifices you have made during the courtship intensify the pain of abandonment. Now that can be rough because you're putting in the time, you're putting in the effort, you're making sacrifices, and you're going in and going hard only to be told, no. All right. True story. I've told the story before on this broadcast, and I'll tell it again. My famous Valentine story. 1989. Valentine's 1989. And I went to an all-boys high school. There's an all-girls high school that is our sister school, and a lot of the guys tend to associate with a lot of the girls from our sister school. Cool. My crew kind of met up with another girl crew, and we got together. We used to walk and go take the bus together and everything. There was this one girl that, you know, I kind of took a liking to, and it's like Valentine's rolled around. I jumped on my bicycle ride to halfway tree. I wasn't supposed to, but I did. and bought a card, bought chocolate, snuck it into the house. I don't know if I actually snuck it in and my mother actually knew that I did it. Now looking back, I don't think I put anything past my mother. She just knew and just went, yeah, there we go. There he goes again. So next day, I present the chocolate and the card to this girl as we're walking downtown to go catch the bus after school. I managed to make the chocolate last through the day. I don't know how I did it, but I did it. And present her the chocolate, present her the card, and feeling good about myself. And she took the card and she took the chocolate, and I was like, hey, will you be my Valentine? And she looks me in the eyes and goes, no. Dagger to the heart. Twist it a little bit for me. Let me tell you, from that day forward, for a long time, I said nothing to this girl. I didn't care that she existed. Y'all know that song, Till You Do Me Right? That was me singing that song. I got none of the credit for it, but that was me singing that song. And so I faced that rejection and I dealt with that rejection. I don't even know how I dealt with it at this point in time. I was told recently, boy, you hold on to that. I don't think you've dealt with it. No, I've dealt with it. I just remember it. And so I can share with this story with other people. It's kind of like the turned meal and brown stew chicken with greens that I was supposed to get from Pat that she eat off and didn't leave any for me. You know, it's kind of like that. You start feel bad yet, Pat. Since I was never married, it's hard to accept a relationship. Being single, I go and come as I please. I don't have to answer to anyone. You don't have to answer to anyone when you're married either. You know, it's interesting that we take this position when it comes to relationships. You have to answer to somebody. Huh. Hey, Marlon. Marlon said I was rejected that very same day. You mean Valentine's Day 1989, Marlon? Marlon, you need to tell me your story, Marlon. We're brothers in rejection. You need to tell me your story. I want to say big ups to Marlon, host of Real Rockers. You can catch Marlon on Mondays and Wednesdays on Reggae Global Radio at 7 p.m. Eastern. He takes you on a musical journey like none other. He's a reggae music encyclopedia, walking, talking music encyclopedia. Big ups to you, Marlon. Much love. But still, you're my brother in rejection and I need for you to tell the story. So, rejection in relationships, according to marriage.com, can lead to emotional distress, sadness, and depression. It can affect your self-esteem and confidence levels. These signs are psychological effects of rejection and may lead to significant problems in your life if not taken care of. Somehow, some way, I managed to take care of it. When I got rejected by this girl, believe you me, I took that personally and I never spoke up to any other girl again. My friends would talk up to girls and chat them up and think the only girls I'd actually talk to are the ones that I didn't think I was interested in or I didn't think was interested in me, and we could just hang out and just chit chat and make fun of each other and whatever else and just go. Little did I know that I was attractive enough. Little did I know that I was funny enough. Little did I recognize that I was worthy because of this one girl's rejection. But I found out. I recognized. I moved past because others came along that said, yo, come in, rope in if your shoes clean. My shoes were dirty, but they still got to rope in. You know, that, and so I actually got to rub it in her face. Hey, you rejected me? Look at all these calling me over. And I felt good about it. So, what are the effects of rejection on a person? The reactions to rejection take different forms, but the initial response is usually sadness and emotional pain. Fortunately, people can recover from different types of rejection pretty quickly if they're minor ones. This was pretty major for me. As an example, if you are likely to quickly forget a stranger who snubbed you, or when a group of people refuse to admit you into their groups. However, being left out by your friends during a party decision or getting a negative response from a potential partner, this can have serious consequences. You will be faced with many questions, uncertainties, and self-doubts. You immediately seek ways to reconnect or know the reason behind the rejection. These are some of the psychological effects of rejection, all of which I can relate to. Now, getting rejected or feeling rejected is significant emotional damage to some people. So it is not strange to see them trying to correct the rejection psychology by assessing their actions to know where they might be wrong. They pay attention to signs of social connection or build their behaviors around it. For example, these people become more likable and conforming. A person rejected from a prominent and wealthy social club might focus their energy on building more money and making friends with influential people. These people also find it easier to comply with people's requests so that they can be accommodated. On the other hand, some people react to the pain of rejection through aggression. If someone feels another has thwarted his self-esteem, they might decide to force their way in or lash out angrily. Unfortunately, that may result in more significant consequences. Aggression and undesirable behavior can't help you become socially acceptable. What worked for me is that I became the quiet guy in the group. The silent but mysterious. I didn't know I was doing it. And I didn't know how good it would work. Until I looked back at it and realized, but I'm getting some really nice attention over here. Let me just keep my mouth shut and whisper a thing here or there that is kind of funny that they might like and you know, keep getting in that way. Why, looking back at my childhood, can I do this now? Probably won't work. These women that I've come across these days, boy, see right through that stuff. But apparently it worked for me as a teenager. Marlon, the fact that you got rejected on Valentine's Day 1989 and it involved chocolate also. We are brothers in rejection. What's that? 2 times over, 3 times over. Same year, same day, same gift. No, sir. Brothers times 3. Or to the 3rd power. You got to tell me the story. When I step out in my evening gowns, especially at a banquet, some of those same people want to hang out with me. I leave them right there and keep it moving. These are the same people that rejected you because you didn't take your vaccine. That's, you're way too fancy for me. Way too fancy. Blessings, DP. How you doing, bro? Rupert, much love to you, bro. Good to see you. You go through the rejection thing too. Yeah, I think we have all gone through it at some time. DP, I know you have some wicked story to tell about rejection. Drop me a line. Anyone want to jump in on this right now can give me a call. 7737. In fact, DP, you know my number. You can just call me. 773-789-STEW gets you into the studio. 773-789-7839. DP, you have my digits. Just call me straight. Just call. But yeah. The quiet guy always... Well, okay, Marlon, so you've always been a quiet guy. I know you as a quiet guy today. And this has pretty much been your MO. So you take on the quiet role, and has that gotten you the girls, Marlon? You use the quiet role, the quiet guy, and get the girls. It's silent but mysterious. Is that what you do? Boy, man, I always knew you were a little gangster under the quiet, you know. I knew it, you know. You were Richard. You will roll with the next event. I'm guaranteed to get some digits. All right, so people only recognize you whenever you win the lottery or you ever reach fame. That's when they want to be your fly-by-night friends. Well, here's the thing. People like to know that the people they're around are worth some kind of acceptance. So the famous people, if you can get in with the famous people and hang out with the famous people, that means that you are kind of famous too, kind of, by association. And so people would tend to accept you just a little bit more. That's the reasoning. That's a thought behind the reasoning. Just this past, it's a funny example. This past Saturday, I hosted NAMI Walks, Broad County's NAMI Walks, or National Alliance on Mental Illness, Broad County, had their annual fundraising walk. And the Miami Heat dancers were a part of the, let's say, the opening act. So the opening stages of the event, the Miami Heat dancers were there. And as I was coming through the parking garage, they were running through their routine. And I asked them, hey, can I get in on this routine? And they kind of looked at me funny, you know, like, no, you need to just keep going. And so here they come now, and they're at the stage. I'm on stage. I'm greeting everybody at the event, and I turn my mic off. I walk over to them, and I said, so do I get to be in your group? No, because y'all told me I couldn't be in there when I was coming through the parking garage. And they go, oh, that was you? I'm like, yeah, that was me. And they're like, oh, yeah, sure. And I'm like, this right here. So now I'm famous in quotes, famous. Now you see me as someone important. It's okay for me to be a part of your little dance routine. But I didn't. There was no animosity toward them. Why? Because they're a professional group and they were doing their thing, and here's a stranger walking through and interrupting their flow as they prepared to present. So I'd probably do the same thing. No, I wouldn't. But I'd probably do the same thing. So I understand. What Marlon says, it's not a role, it's my personality. And listen, I know it's your personality. I've known you for a while now. Didn't work when I was young. It brings mostly good results since turning 35. Oh, well, Marlon, listen. If it working, why not use it? Silent and mysterious. That's it. That's the way to go. Let's go. I'm going with that at my next event. So, speaking of next events, why society teach females to intentionally hand out rejections to men? You know, Marlon, DP, that's a good question. If none of you have caught DP live, DP Uncensored, you need to check him out. He does his broadcast at 7 p.m. on Facebook Live. DP Uncensored. Real talking, real reasoning, real life situations. Speak of the devil. My brethren for life. DP, how you doing?
Why would I just speak of Damien? Why not be the devil? Because I actually stopped saying I'm being the devil's advocate and said, no, I'm going to be Damien's advocate. Bernie, why not, brother?
Well, I am here. You know, listen, you raised a good question. Why does society teach females to intentionally hand out rejections to men? It's a really good question. But do they really though? Because if you're a regular guy, like you and me, then you kind of on the onset.
No, man, because remember you just share about the Miami people, them, you know.
But
Come on.
I'm a regular guy. As a regular guy,
Yeah.
I'm a regular guy too. Until I was the host of the event, then I was
Oh,
no
I see
longer a
what you
regular
mean.
guy.
I see what you mean. I see what you mean.
But I'm still me though, so I'm still a regular
Mm-hmm.
guy.
Right.
And
So, so that's why the question is asked, like, why society? Because most people, in fact, I used to say this when I was much younger, and I
yes,
think you mentioned that, yes, but I'm supposed to have a lot of stories where this rejection thing. I can't say I got a lot of rejection
right.
because of my personality, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say this, and maybe even you yourself say, no, not Augustine.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin, I am a shy person.
Well, you know, I tell you that is a lie all the time. But go ahead.
So, no, but it's true. So, because I'm shy, I tend not to get rejected.
Right.
Because I wasn't one of those old person who say, me sure so me can get a girl here or me sure whatever. I was always timid and maybe a level of insecurity because I don't know if you know, but my alias is Shaky. So
Yes.
for my entire life until I changed it, well, Auntie Vesta, Mrs. Oates, Major Oates,
Mm-hmm.
she's the first person started calling me DP, and I was so happy. And this is why up to today I still use DP.
Yes.
Because I kind of had a problem with the whole shaky thing. People like shaky, and then them start looking at the eyes and see that I got that alias from because I have nystagmus or whatever. So
Mm-hmm.
I think I grew up with a level of insecurity,
Yes.
and that's what did make me kind of shy. And I wasn't an extrovert. So this is how I found the music and entertainment and
Mm-hmm.
and stuff which actually work because once, as you just said, once females or the world itself realize that you are somebody, quote and unquote. Like I remember one of the best thing happened to me was to get TVJ job. So when I
Mm-hmm.
go places and them say the TVJ guy is here, I want different kind of feel that,
Right.
and I
Right.
probably wore my ID and that kind of thing. So I found music and I didn't have to work as hard as before finding music. So it like I said, I have a lot of rejection. But back to what I'm saying, like people at society teach females that you should just hand out disrespect at some level. So it's more than rejection, because you have rejection, you just be like, no, sorry, bye. But females must do it to that kind of, make the man feel bad. And
Well, you
yeah.
think it's society that teach them to do that though, or they just take it upon themselves that they must be
No, because
chaste?
when I say society teach it is because remember, we grew up and hear older folks telling girls that them not to be easy.
Right.
And I don't think we did a good job as Jamaicans to teach both males and females to socialize with each other. We just always have this thing where we tell our girls stay away from boys.
Mm-hmm.
And boys are bad and everything bad and whatever. Up to last week I was talking to one of my friends and sharing that the lady that locked my hair, she was telling me about this young girl, she's a pastor's daughter, that even after she got married, she had to come to America, come get counseling because she was thought that sex was something bad and nasty. So she actually had to go through counseling because what? In her mind, she was already turned off based on what our parents do, which bring me to something else. So we do, we teach fear. So
Right.
instead of we teach our boys and girls to say you can socialize, yes, when you reach a certain age, you're going to start feel, developing a kind of feeling, but how to cope with it, how to deal with it. What we
Right.
teach, I remember I did a topic years ago when I asked at what age would you want your son to lose their virginity? And a lot of females, this is surprising, a lot of females gave lower numbers than men.
Right.
And I was taken aback, but this is something we observe. When I do one little party, if you're a little, excuse me, 5-year-old,
Blessings.
if it's a boy, you want the boy to wind up on all a little girl and don't it? But
Mm-hmm.
this is where the teaching I ask about society. But you have your 16-year-old daughter And even if she have a little boy where she like in her class,
Nope,
if him
not
get
happening.
invited at the party, him can't sit outside her too much, him can't cut the cake with her, him can't do them kind of something. So that is where the teaching part of me I thought about.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was kind of funny. I didn't go to a lot of. In fact, I think I only went to one Holy Child fit going to high school in Kingston. So I went to a lot of
I
Alpha
didn't know
fits.
that you attended Holy Childhood.
Well, as a St. George's College old boy, I had all
That was a
rights
joke,
to
Kevin. That
attend.
was a joke.
But I had all rights to attend Holy Childhood because it was my sister's school. So
Right.
George's and Holy Child are brother and sister
Right,
schools.
right.
So I had all right to attend Holy Child. But I went to the Alpha fits. But I did go to one Holy Childhood fit. And I got there late, so I didn't get to have the experience of sister walking through the 12-inch ruler, separating the boys dancing with the girls. I need to ask my Holy Childhood old girl friends about that
I mean,
experience.
I,
But
I
it's
shared
true.
this video. So you remember my brethren Cookie, Andre Cook,
Yes.
and Junior Selburn. We used to call ourselves that school, Port Antonio, Damon and Andre Selburn. And I remember over by the pier on Saturday evening, three of us were just chilling out, and we saw about three girls that were coming up. One of them had a baby.
Mm-hmm.
So Cookie noticed that they had dropped, I think, one of these sandal slippers for the child, right? They never realized. When they reach up to me now, Cookie said, hi, hello, where's Jamaican with the cat parts, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And they totally ignore us. And I don't know if you're familiar with over by the pier, but we have this place that one popular ice cream. And then you
Yes.
have the police post and all of that. We were like in the middle.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And Andre waited until the girls reach all the way up to the police post and say, we don't want the baby slippers. In their mind, the only reason why Andre was calling to them is because we did not try and look them ourselves.
Yeah.
So
First thought.
again, society teach girls to like, listen, just ignore them, and reject them, whatever.
Yes.
So that is when they start running back now and say, and like, yeah, no, they want to talk. No, we don't want to talk because guess what? We need to look to them. We just
Right.
did want to save you the journey, couple change instead of reaching out. But back to what I'm saying, because we weren't taught to socialize.
Yes.
Most females take this thing. You go somewhere and because a man is being polite or being pleasant or whatever, first let me put up a guard. How many females Kevin right now, they're not married but they wear a wedding band? And they will tell you it's because they don't want the attention. They want to warn up guys, whatever.
I don't know
So
any.
they do that. Or you don't know, but you know of
no.
that was a
I
fun back
know
in the
of
day.
it.
Maybe it's
I
not
know
that
of
popular
it,
now.
but I don't know of anybody that do it.
But again, it's to reject guys to say no. However, and this is where the get you start coming. Because a female will actually run and reject everybody until she see a guy what she really wants. No, then this guy gets a trample all over her and do all kind of manner of evil. And then she go and she cry and say, all men are dogs and whatever. Because guess what? The men who they let into their circle, most of the time, are the this and the that. And we know the names that they call us.
Every
Those
name
are
in
the
the
kind
book.
of guys that get the easy pass and get the whatever, and then they try to block. But how many females know some man from high school days or some youth, man know, but some youth from high school years where they like them off, but they never give them a moment of the day.
Yeah.
They never give them a moment of the day because what? And chances are, maybe they wouldn't be in happy relationship today if them did just. But I think that's another thing where society do tell us to aim for the star. So you have people that always want, better than. And then this is I actually did that before I did a whole answer. That's a year short, I did a topic 4 years ago, and asked females what they think about men in uniform and all of these things. And the top one was pilots. And back to what you were talking about, being quiet. One of the main reasons why most females said pilot is because they seem kind of untouchable. You ever see one pilot sit down in the airport and talk to nobody and they say one next pilot?
Right.
They go sit by themselves, maybe they're reading a book and whatever. They don't socialize. So, and I think females have this thing where the more untouchable you are, is the more
attractive
they
you
want
are.
you and the more exactly.
Yeah.
But they go to it depends on kind of weird because you have some women who are attracted to the dogs, and yes, I have some man calling someone dog because I'm a dog too. Yeah. But
Ladies,
that is what they're attracted to.
ladies, let me hear from you. Julie says she's a Holy Childhood alumni, and Sister Stephanie didn't go around walking with the ruler parting dancers. It was Sister Maureen Clear from
That was it.
Immaculate.
So you get the sister that mix up game.
Why? It's another sister school of St. George's College, So, old age, I'm up there in age now. I'm going to claim it.
But something a while ago, I was watching your live, and I think if you ever go back to Jamaica and you want to, to feel accepted, just tell people that you're Kevin Downswell.
I was telling them I'm Kevin Downswell.
Yes, and I bet I could have passed to Kevin Downswell, Just like lose the glasses. You don't know Kevin?
Yeah, man. So, I look like you if I take off my glasses, for real?
Yeah, I think you would. He made bar like yours, and I think he might be the same goat beard thing. And yeah, man. Just try that and tell me how it come out. Just for someone,
social experiment.
They don't want to say in our thing. Just say, I'm Kevin Downswell. Yeah.
But social experiment. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Boy, much respect, DP. Thank you.
No problem, Reggie.
Real quick, I know I mentioned it, but I need you to mention it too. Your broadcasts, both Tuesday and Sunday.
So I play gospel 7 to 9 Eastern Standard Time, and I have this show called DP Unfiltered. Last night we were looking at the whole demolition that took place over by St. Catherine. So every week is something totally different. The week before we were looking at can prostitutes become good wives. That was a good show. It is racking up some world views on YouTube right now. So if you want to check that out, it's Damien Lifestyle TV, and all of that spelled normal. The Damien is D-A-M-I-A-N. So it's Damien Lifestyle TV on YouTube. Damien Phillips, D-A-M-I-A-N-P-H-I-L-I-P-S on Facebook. And I'm everywhere. Twitter, Instagram, the whole world.
That is DP. Much respect, bro.
Yeah, man, no problem, brother.
Hey, listen.
Yo.
On Reggae Global Radio at 5 o'clock, so 5 p.m. Eastern, is a guy by the name of Will Rattigan. He was my guest this past Monday night. He just started doing this broadcast, and he's going to be addressing a lot of things happening specifically in Jamaica, starting off. He is an attorney. He is formerly an FBI agent. He got rejected for the police commissioner's job in Jamaica twice.
Yo, you have linked with a brother there. I read up on him. Yes, he did one on the job, and then and there was a big thing about that.
Yes, his name is Will Rattigan.
I didn't know he's a lawyer.
He's an attorney and a former FBI agent. Check him out, because he's on yesterday, he started talking about some of the very same things that you just mentioned, the demolition thing. Plus, he is saying that, stories will not go there and die. So the whole thing about the run for, who was it that ran for some Commonwealth position?
Yeah, man. The minister of
Kamina.
Yep.
Yeah. The money that was put up for that story kind of just fizzed out. He's still talking about it and addressing that. And he asked the question.
Most of Jamaican, sorry to cut you, but most of Jamaica have a
short-term memory.
And then the media kind of have this recycle thing. They do it just like what they did with dancehall music.
Yeah.
Or trap, where it's every day something come out, so there's always something, and then they don't stick with nothing. So yeah.
Right.
So, yeah. But he's still asking questions.
And he addressed the question, has the police force been given a basket to carry water? And he did a deep dive into that. So, if you want a link with him, I can arrange a link with him for you.
Yes, man, I would appreciate it.
But,
appreciate it. Because what I found out last night on the show on the topic is that a lot of people are very ignorant. I had a guest, and she was saying that her dad had a lot of lands in the country, and you don't need a lawyer to buy or sell a land, because our father did just sell piece of land to this church, and all they used was a JP. So I asked her, I said, were there any transfer tax or any government thing? And she said, no. So I said, that wasn't a legal transaction. I'm not a liar, but
Exactly.
I'm not a liar. Once you don't go to, so there are people, and I don't know if you must have seen the clips where people come crying and talking about, oh, I have my receipts. No, a piece of land, purchasing a land or selling a land is not like you just walk into a store and buy a piece of furniture and you're like, yeah, I have my receipt. Which may you know that based on the quality selling in Jamaica and all of these stores, having your receipts sometimes not even make nothing. But there are people who are saying, I have my receipts. You have a receipt for a piece of land? Like, really? And you think that's it? So there are a lot of things where, you know, people just run with it, and then there's emotion, which I want to ask a question.
Yes.
Like, I now get cussed out about this. And I'm going to turn it into a topic for my show.
Let's go.
If you're my manager and I handing you a resignation letter effective the end of the month, are you what is the word I'm looking for? Are you obligated to give me a exit interview and also wait until I leave to publish, even if it's internal or external, the job position? What do you think about that?
Human resource question that, Bridget. Julie, I need for you I need to phone a friend. Julie, I need for you. That's a human resource. All right, so obligated to do an exit interview? I don't know of organizations being obligated. I've actually never.
Let me read where the inspiration came from, because it's also from a what do you call it, mutual friend of ours. It says, I saw this some hours ago. A friend just called me in tears. She resigned yesterday, effective month end. Her job vacancy was posted today in an internal communication. No exit interview, no interaction from her supervisor. After 13 years, she feels like she was not valued. So all day I discuss this with some people because I don't see the point. To me, I think even 2 weeks notice is foolishness. If I'm a manager and me that never tell us, say, yo, go on home today and I'll even pay that 2 weeks. I say the only thing your job owe you is your salary. So if you can be in tears up. I don't see the point of resigning and then crying because
your position get posted.
You get posted internally. Like, I don't get it. But like I say, I'm turning that into a topic.
But here's my thing now, DP. If you have already submitted your resignation, that means that you're probably telling some people that you have already resigned. So if the position is posted, what is the big deal?
That is what I can get. So I was told that I don't have any sense. Other people who are agreeing. And this brings me to something which I think I'm going to tie into it, which me get fussing for them something. I think like males and females really don't think alike. I have a friend who, this is over 20 years ago, one night in girlfriend, they were doing this visiting relationship kind of thing. So he had lived further than her. So he would stop on his way home sometime, maybe spend the night or whatever. And one night him reach up and she said, listen, I don't think this is working. So we should go our separate ways, blah, 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 whatever. And he went into the drawer of her dresser that she allocated to him and took out his few boxes and whatever personal belongings. And his way home, she called and she was in tears and saying she didn't really meant it. You know, she did just say to see if him did whatever and or him value the relationship and all of these things. And I'm like, I don't get it. And this is over 20-something years ago. But females, they will do some things where...
Yes.
Yeah, like with this one, like I said, resign on the team, nice and bold, but then in tears because you saw that they post internally that there will be a
but you see,
like, I don't understand.
You see, this goes hand in hand with what the tonight's topic is about, rejection. Because here it is. She has taken this personally. And I said this earlier. Being rejected is not necessarily anything about you. So no,
but
that she has.
I don't see it as a rejection.
But no, she is seeing it as a rejection, though. But she is seeing it as because she's no longer included as a part of the company because her position is posted.
Yeah, that's the way I mean. That's the way I mean. But I can't see well, like I said, I was told that I don't have no sense because I don't see it. And I put myself, even my sister was discussing this with earlier. And she's like, no, you won't understand. I'm like, put yourself. I said, the only position I cannot put myself in is a female where I handed in my resignation. And then because I see the job post internally, I'm going to be in tears, calling people for what?
Yeah, man.
Nonsense, if you ask me.
Just feel rejected, man. All right, so hold
Yeah.
on, DP. Hold on. Don't move. My phone up friend has come in. Julie,
Yes, sir. Yes,
how to do?
gentlemen. How are you?
I
I
am
am
well.
fine, Julie.
All right, so thank you for joining us. So, how can you help us out in this situation here?
Okay. So with following along, I don't know if I missed anything when I was trying to call in, but as far as an exit interview for this case, um, okay, it's seen as good faith if they do an exit interview. However, they're not obligated to. However, the employee or the employee that's leaving desperately needs to try and get one, because if they for any reason are going to like apply for unemployment, the unemployment agency, they're going to ask what was said in your exit interview, and if you didn't have an exit interview, it's going to put you in more problems than it's worth. If you're not offered an exit interview, make sure that they give you something in writing saying that they're not doing an exit interview.
Huh.
So that's the thing with the exit interview. It's
Well,
not
first let me admit,
obligatory.
is the first me hear about this exit interview, because none of the job them when me resign from, them just say, okay, all right, I wish you would
Yeah.
stay and offer me money, and that's basically it. Like,
Yeah, take care of yourself.
like
Bye.
10 out of 10, I am moving on to something better. So, 9 out of 10 times I already have a job. The other day when I was leaving the car mart to go to school, Kevin,
Yes.
I waited, my plan out my thing, I resigned resigned just in time to start school. And I'd already lined up a job. I started school in June and I get the job from April. So, like I said, this is new to me because, again, I'm saying, go ahead, Julie.
No, I was saying, so that's different. Your cases are different because you had something to jump into when you left, right? I don't know if she didn't have anything to jump into, if she didn't have anything
So
planned.
let me help you again. You heard when I read what prompted me to even bring this up to Kevin? Did you hear that, or you want me to read the whole thing again?
I guess I was trying to call in at that time. No,
all right, so this
hear.
is it. So this is the exact thing, reading word for word. A friend just called me in tears. She resigned yesterday, effective month end. Her job vacancy was posted today in an internal communication. No exit interview, no interaction from her supervisor. After 13 years, she feels like she wasn't valued.
Okay, so it brings me to even question, was she premature in saying no exit interview? Because did she already leave?
Thank you.
Because the exit interview, if you
after she handed in her resignation, so she's thinking, okay, what? It's 2 weeks. So 2 weeks to, I want to assume month end.
So an exit interview is not usually, if you give 2 weeks, an exit interview is like a week will go through because
that 2 weeks.
Huh?
I was saying that can be done within the 2 weeks.
Right.
It has to be the same day or the day after.
No,
or
it's
before
right.
we post
It's
the
not
vacancy.
Right. I thought with the exit interview that she had already left and there was no exit interview. So yeah, she's premature because
a day
it's
after
not
resigning.
Yeah, so it's premature because she doesn't know if they were going to, like, next week say, hey, you need to do an exit interview. What time are you leaving on your last day? If you say midday, then they do it at 11 o'clock or whatever. So that's premature if she said no exit interview because she did not know. She still had time to go.
See?
Exactly.
As far as posting, you have told them you're leaving, let's say 2 weeks. They need to find somebody to do your job.
Right.
That too.
So and they don't have to wait until you leave either.
No, because they want to find somebody. Hopefully, why they do it internal is so that they can see if they have anybody internal that
just move
they say,
over.
are you interested in this position? While you're still here, while she's still
Any form
here,
of
so she can
training,
train
maybe
them.
you can even
Right.
assist that person. See, we're saying the same thing, Julie.
Yes. And so here what you do, what you end up having is, here is how you are important to us, but we understand that you're leaving. Could you please impart some of this knowledge? 13 years is a long time to be in one organization. And if someone is coming up and taking your position, you should be able to pass on certain things to them. So what, you must just leave and just they must now start to fend for themselves and start back from scratch. That makes sense.
Julie is a HR personnel. That's what you said.
Julie is many things, Bridget.
Okay. So Julie, I have to ask you this because I get branded for
No,
this a
not
lot. I have to ask you. These kind of issues, you find which gender you find mainly take up with them kind of something here. Taken up, I should say.
I know
These issues.
both. I know both genders have issues when they're leaving. What
So I mean,
do,
resign, and then cry, say whatever them again. Like to me,
no, not
that's a female thing. That's a female thing. Like
no, not resigning and crying. Yeah, that's a female thing because first of all, I think most males, unless they're in management, most males would either give 1 week or hand in, let us say, effective immediately.
Well, if you work in a no-fault state, you know, you can just get up that very same moment and say, I'm out.
My company send out something and say everybody must sign to it to say, listen, effective immediately, you can leave for whatever reason, no notice needed, and we can fire for the same thing.
Right.
Exactly. So that's why that's one way I think men and women differ when they're resigning, because men don't think that, as I said, unless they're in upper management, which normally instead of the 2 weeks upper management, they want them to give
about a
3 weeks, 3 to 4 weeks, right? Women will say, okay, 3 to 4 weeks, yeah, I owe them that. Men will say, you're lucky you're getting 1 week, deal with it. or effective immediately.
Right. Let me ask you this. Is it an unrealistic expectation? I feel like I do this show now in a Kevin. Anyway, is it an unreasonable expectation for somebody to be wanting more than the salary from a job?
What do you mean?
Unreasonable expectation?
Wait.
Because I believe that the only thing my job owes me is my salary. So if I get paid weekly, if Thursday night 12 o'clock come, I'm going to see my thing Friday morning, I make some phone call. Then I got hear from me because I have that direct deposit.
Right.
I have nothing else I'm going to be worried about and like feel like, I gave them how many amount of years and
as per your contract, you have fulfilled your obligations, so you should get paid. Go ahead, Julie.
I don't think I'm owed nothing else.
Okay.
Okay, so you think differently, and I don't know what your background is. I kind of know what Kevin's background is. I think we think alike on a lot of things.
But that's scary.
If you realize what a job is, and a job is something that you do for other people, it's not yours. They can take it back whenever they please, as long as they pay you for the 2 weeks work that you did beforehand, and they give you that check on time when they're supposed to. If they come to you today at 4:45, tomorrow at 4:45, and say, sorry, we have to let you go, you'll be like, all right, just make sure I get my check for 2 weeks worth of work that I did. Right? Because I realize it's not mine, so they can take it back whenever they want to. You know, as you said, they don't owe me anything except the 2 weeks. It would be nice to get a severance, but you know, especially after 13 years, if I was there for like 10, 13 years, nice to get a severance. But if I walk away, I'm not getting any severance, right? So you know, as long as it's not your enterprise, nobody owes you except for the work that you did the previous 2 weeks.
But you see,
I don't know why you say we think different, because that means the three of them are the same person, so I see it.
No, I say I don't know your background.
Okay. But that's why I asked the question the way, because that is, I posted, I tweeted it. You don't own nothing but your pay, and that alone me think your job owe you them the way no else. All if your mother dead, the job not owe you for give no well yeah, that's a contractual thing. You have to get a bereavement or whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm saying them not have to give no card or no car, no cake over your yard or pie or none of them stuff there. They're not
Right.
obligated. Your birthday come, then I need to throw one party. Like you know what I realized, Julie? I don't know where you are if you're in America like me and Kevin, but I come here and I learn a lot of different things. First and foremost, I was always like working on contract. Even when I was working at TVJ, was on contract. I used to teach at the school for 10 years. Was on contract. It's not direct, whatever. But I realized people who then get some government job and then hate the job and then sit down and because guess what? Boy, I mean, I come and sit down till I retirement to get my money. And like America, like we work, we pay or we save our 401k or we decide how much to pay at it. There's no time to no job to say, I'm spending 50 years in this job. So, no. Maybe it's a different culture thing because I Jamaica people in the law, them issue. Well, I resign and in chairs the next day. Mad people. Thank you for your time, Julie.
Hey, DP. So you're addressing this subject on your show on Tuesday?
Next week, Tuesday. Yeah, and Julie can come, please.
Julie. So
8 o'clock Eastern.
8 o'clock DP live. DP Unfiltered.
Send me the info. Send me the info.
And it's TV, yeah? Can do up your ear and then something.
My ears always, as a matter of fact, that's exactly what I was doing before. I was caller friended.
Oh, really? At 11 o'clock, you're doing your ear?
Listen.
I forget done sometimes.
Listen.
You're busy during regular hours, so it has to get done sometimes.
Listen, Julie.
I like that sound.
Julie is big on appearances here, let me tell you.
Good. No, but the reason I'm saying no is because my last few female guests, they're like, can I say off cam because I'm like, this is a TV show. I don't want to hear your voice alone.
That's right.
Well, listen, I don't know if you know, but I also host a TV talk show on Saturdays. So,
yes.
You know, I have to get prepared from Wednesday night, right? So
the truly Julie experience.
I need to check you in.
Yes.
I need to check you in then. All right, so see you guys next week, Tuesday then, 8 Eastern.
All right.
I guess Kevin will forward the info to me.
Yes, man. Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely. No problem.
All right,
bye-bye.
Sir.
All right.
Cool.
Bye-bye.
Thank you,
All
DP.
right, Kevin.
Thank you, Julie.
Bye.
Boy, my phone a friend live turn up. Buck turn over. Much respect. You see, it may sound like Patricia says working for yourself is the best policy. Nobody can fire you. Well, you can lose contracts. So essentially that is getting fired. But this is a prime example of what we're talking about here with feeling rejected. And so this person that Damien mentioned is now taking it upon herself to feel rejected by the company that she worked for 13 years, saying that they posted her position and her seat not even cold yet. But her seat doesn't need to be cold because the job goes on. The entity continues. And so they're in business to make a profit and they need people in place to make sure that they can make a profit. So you're leaving, you're moving on to whatever. In the meantime, we need to make sure that our business is covered. So it's nothing personal. It's just business. Now she's taking it personal. And for it to be saying a day after submitting her resignation that she doesn't get hasn't gotten an exit interview, she still has 2 more weeks. She still has 9 days of work to complete. So very premature for her to be talking about no exit interview, just like Julie said, rightly so. And this is why I use a phone a friend, because boy, thank you, Julie. So, ladies and gentlemen, you do want to check out DP Unfiltered next Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern on Facebook Live, courtesy of Damien Phillips. Go check him out on YouTube. Look him up. You will not be disappointed. All right? Not ever. With Damien, you don't get disappointed. And he keeps it very real. You heard him just now, as real as they come. We've been friends for years. When I say years, I mean many, many, many moons. What, teenage years till today. So, rejection. Is it so bad? Well, no. As a matter of fact, feeling rejected can work out in your benefit because you get to take a moment, step back from the situation a little bit, and you get to look on and say, hey, wait, was I really rejected because I didn't present myself properly? If you recognize that it isn't anything personal, then you need to be looking at the externals. Was it my presentation that didn't go over well? How can I do this better? Is it that there's something going on with this person that I'm proposing whatever to? So if it is a proposal for advancing a relationship, moving from acquaintances to something more, moving from friends to something more, then it could very well be the individual that you're approaching has other things going on that you don't know. And so that rejection is not because you are not worthy, but more so because there are other things going on. So you can take this rejection, and as long as you don't make it personal, it can be such a great thing. Because let's say you applied for a job, and the only reason you're applying for the job is you need to make some money. However, this is not a job that is fitting for you. But because your only goal is to make some money, their goal, the place that you're applying to, their goal is to benefit from you being there. And so they look at you as you're presented on paper and see that you're not the right fit for them. So they say no. You see that as a rejection. You take it personal. Boy, I have all this experience and they don't want me. No. You have experience, yes, but you don't have experience in what they want. And so it's not rejecting you personally. It's just that at this present point in time, you are not a good fit for the team based on what they see on paper, and it wouldn't work out. And other people that they see on paper that are a better fit, they're going to go with that. So you don't take it personal, then no, you move towards something that is more along the lines of what you have on paper. Let's face it, nobody knows exactly what you can do until you get in there, but they're going to look at what they see on paper in order to get you in there. Or if somebody knows you that they can put in a word, then that can happen. But until that happens, you're left out at sea. And so, taking that into consideration, you now say, all right, this is not personal. And I can build on this. I can move past this. So how do you go about applying some tools to help you? Well, wellandgood.com has some suggestions. 1, heal your inner child. Sometimes dealing with rejection can bring us back to painful childhood memories of feeling abandoned, unloved, and uncared for. This visit to the past may be a sign that your inner child is seeking love and care. And if this resonates with you, then you want to do something like find a photo of your younger self, write them a letter, and start it with their self. I want you to know that you are cared for and protected. Here are the different ways that I have taken care of you over the years. I know you list them. And you pay attention to the things that you have done for you and with yourself to get you to the point where you are now, because you never realize really how far you've gone until you look back and see where you're coming from. Validate yourself. If you struggle with confidence, rejection may hurt even more. And in this case, in order to not take the rejection of others personally, work to build your confidence in yourself and in your abilities. When you can validate yourself, you build strength and resilience. To help you, start a journal. Use words like, I affirm that I am deserving of. And even if you're not going to start a journal, just start writing that down. I affirm, start making some affirmations. And if you want to use cue cards, put an affirmation on a cue card and stick it somewhere. And Do that affirmation over and over again for a few days until you feel like you need another one, and you do another one. Whichever way that works for you, you do that. Grieve, but keep showing up. Being rejected can make you isolate ourselves. It can make one isolate themselves from new experiences. But that is not helpful, and it is not healing. It is self-sabotage. You have permission to grieve and process your emotions after being rejected. But make sure you're giving yourself permission to try again. Don't give up. And this is how we heal, we grow, we evolve. You cannot outrun adversity. Instead, you can allow adversity to help you develop mental strength and resilience when things get hard. You heard me tell a story about being rejected with chocolate. I didn't know this, but this is exactly what happened. I worked through it. And today, I can talk to people and they can say, hey, no, I'm good. And I'm good with that. If I approach you and you reject me, then fine. You're lost. That's where I am today. Now, coming to terms with being on the receiving end of rejection and crucially, understanding that it is not personal may require a look inward. And in doing so, we'll be able to better understand that each of us also rejects others. And that the reason we're often inclined to take rejection personally is because of deep-seated personal issues. Embracing this reality will help better equip us to not feel under attack when rejected, but instead realize that the other person has simply noticed a mismatch in needs and values and made a choice to be honest rather than force a relationship. Now, in this way, rejection is a positive. It allows for only the most authentic of two-way relationships in all spheres of life to take hold. And that in turn means no energy is wasted on relationships of lacking or diminished value. Now, what more could one ask for than an authentic relationship? This is one of the things that we all want constantly, right? We want to feel we want to get that authentic relationship that and we talk about it all the time. Honest, authentic relationship. And this is one of those things that when you take it and not take it personally, just rejection, and not take it personally, but understand that there's more behind it. Even if you don't get the more behind it, but you understand that there is more behind it, that everybody benefits. And then we can grow and love and feel good. We're going off into musical therapy. Kicking it off with Novelty. Track called So I Can Love You. Speaking of Novelty, coming up this Saturday, I'll be featuring some music from Novelty at the Retire Ready Live Experience Workshop happening at Veterans Park Multipurpose Center, 7600 Northwest 50th Street in Lauderhill. It's free. Yeah, you heard me. It's free. So come on out, 11:30 a.m. this Saturday, October 11th, in Lauderhill, Florida. Courtesy of Melissa Jane. Do check it out. Tickets, well, you can register on Eventbrite. Just search for Retire Ready Live Experience.
friends about you.
Who are you gonna tell about me?
Them about the things that you do to me.
You gonna tell all of that?
Tell them you're my best boy and the best you'll always be.
What else are you gonna say?
Tell them you're everything that's good, so good to me.
Go right ahead.
I wanna be always close to you.
This is Joanna Marie, and it's all about DJ Kevin Stew on the night shift. You feel for some stew? Check out Kevin Stew. Ooh, baby, you're the best.
Thank you, Joanna.
You're my best.
Son of us, Joanna Marie. Track called My Best Boy.
I'm gonna tell my friends about you. Tell them about the things that you do to me. Tell them you're my best boy and the best you'll always be. You'll always be. Tell them you're everything that's good, so good to me. Always be. I wanna be always close to you. To give a helping hand if ever you're in need. I want to be always so close to you. To you, yeah. Don't have to try you out for size. You fit my heart, comfortable and warm. Without you, what would life be? Tell them you're my best boy and the best you'll always be. You'll always be. I wanna be always close to you. To give a helping hand if ever you're in need. I want to be always so close to you. To you.
This morning, the first thing that I saw, my eyes popped open. Overwhelming.
This is the son of Maurice Gregory. Track called What a Feeling.
Just to be right next to you. Truth, I've never felt nothing like this. I'm just losing myself. This feeling is growing stronger. I know you waited for a long time. I'm waiting for you to be mine. What a feeling, what a feeling. Hey, I know you waited for a long time. I'm waiting for you to be mine. What a feeling, what a feeling. I'm stalling. I'm savoring each moment, oh my darling. I feel I'm levitating while I'm falling. Oh, I keep falling for you, only you. Truth, I've never felt nothing like this. Am I just losing myself? This feeling keeps growing stronger. I know you waited for a long time. I'm waiting for you to be mine. What a feeling, what a feeling. Hey, I know you waited for a long time. I'm waiting for you to be mine. What a feeling, what a feeling.
What about love, 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 love?
This is on a Red Fox.
Love, 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 sweet love.
Track called What About Love.
What about love, 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 love? What about love, 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 sweet love? We find for every little thing, forgetting how to love each other.
Oh, yeah.
Love life, that's all I'm gonna say. 'Cause war is not the answer.
Oh, no.
so hard. Think slow, nothing not wanna yard. Man broke, can't find no food to ride. But we not go kill my brother. Yes, we are go still love my sister. Love, 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 love. What about love, 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 sweet love? What about love, 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 love? What about love, 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 sweet love? Who has run a positive vibes and then go from your negative strike? Remember me, I tell you more life. So that's how when your guns are united. Now we all were made of us. Yes, one blood, one love. Here, me breaking touch. Hey, slap my guts. So me we burn it up. Spread up and stir it up. Here, this modesty. Pressure and work with us. You're looking so serious. Like smiling up free with us. Acting so devious. But mine, clean it up. Cleanse you and free it up. Malice up, keep it up. One life full for vanity. I seal it up. I love, 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 love. What about love, 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 sweet love? What about love, 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 love? What about love, 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 sweet love?
Promise me you'll never ever go away.
This is the sound of the Twiggy-rific one. Twiggy.
In a corner,
A track called Say You Love Me.
a game to play. It's a serious matter. Loneliness is my friend. Come on and do me right. Baby, I'm so scared. Say you love me. Be with me forever, baby. Come on. Say you love me. Never have another, baby. Broken hearts always leaves a scar. Such a thing shouldn't be. No, no, no. Love is something that should be forever and ever. Say you love me. Be with me forever, baby. Come on. Say you love me. Never have another, baby. No,
I'm glad I can be able to put you to sleep, Pat.
everlasting love. It does exist. It can happen if you only give into it. I love you always. Want to do the same. Say you love me. Be with me forever, baby. Say you love
sound of G-Mac, bringing things to a close for tonight. What an interesting real talk we're having tonight, looking at rejection. Thank you to Julie of the Truly Julie Experience and DP, host of Damien Phillips of DP Unfiltered. His name is Damien Phillips. That's why I thank you for calling in. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for you guys who have been commenting on the various chat platforms on YouTube Live, inside the Stew Pot. Much love to you. I want to say a special shout out to G-Mac, celebrating his Earth date today. Blessed Earth date, bro. This is him in the background with his rendition of Things You Say You Love. What a struggle to know the things that you love you're gonna lose. As we part company, I want to remind you, don't take that rejection personally, but use it to build. Use it to help you take your next step. And remember to look out for members of your community. Remember, your community is not just a development that you live in, but it spreads far and wide. Those that you pass on the bus, the plane, the boat, or the train, or their walk, ride, or drive, these are members of your community. Do something good for one of them today, because you never know what's going to do something good for you tomorrow. My name is Kevin Stew. So I like to do it to you, for you, and with you every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, right here at kevinstew.com, 10 p.m. Eastern. I'm looking forward to seeing some of you on Saturday at the Retire Ready live experience in Lauderhill, Florida. Event starts at 11:30 a.m. goes until 4 p.m. Look up the experience, the Retire Ready live experience on Eventbrite, and register there. Thank you, Melissa Jane, for putting this event together. Things you said you love. I want to say good morning, good afternoon, good day to you wherever you are in the world. From right here in South Florida, I bid you all a good night. Be good. If you can't be good at it. And we'll meet again Saturday on Saturday's Stew on Reggae Global Radio at 8 p.m. Eastern. Until then, take care. Much love to you. Greetings and salutations, one and all. You're invited to tune in to the Night Shift with DJ Kevin Stew. It airs on Mondays with Community and Finance, Tuesdays with Healthy Love, and Wednesdays with Real Talk from 10 p.m. to midnight Eastern Time. Come spend some time interacting in the Stew Pot, where we keep things bubbling and wind down in musical therapy. The Night Shift with DJ Kevin Stew is on kevinstew.com, where you're encouraged to have acceptance through enlightenment.